get ready to thrive loud with Lou Diamond.
Hey Thrive Loud listeners, this is Christina, one of the interns here at Thrive Loud. This week, our minisode is with Melanie Deziel, a lifelong storyteller and branded content strategist, speaker, and consultant. Melanie has worked on branded content for companies such as Time Inc., the New York Times, Netflix, and her own native ad newsletter, The Overlap League. Stay tuned to hear how Melanie Deziel uses her fresh approach on brand strategy to teach marketers and publishers how to sell their product stories. And if you want to learn more, head back to episode 111 for the full interview.
I call it the pre-strategy, P, R, and E. So you have product-focused stories, that's the P, and those are kind of the core. Like you said, you have to talk about your product. We need to know the flavors, the prices, the sizes, everything, right? That's key. The R is the role you play in your customer's life. And there's a lot of room for really rich storytelling there because that's your best opportunity to show, don't tell, the impact, the benefits, the ways that you can help people. And, again, it's not quite as product focused. It's a half step away. But it really demonstrates your value by showing the role you have in their life. And then the E, which is the last one, is the emotion focused content. So this may be the furthest from your product, but it's often the ones we remember most that kind of hit us right in the heart. So a good balance between those two things, I think those three things rather, is really important. If you have some product focused content when people are seeking it out to find the information they need, that's great. But balance that out with some content that demonstrates the role you play in their life and the emotions, that are tied to that role. You kind of have that great balance between showing them and telling them everything they need to know.
We're here with Melanie Deziel, who is by far the ultimate storyteller in helping to get your brand content strategy all together, and a great teacher and journalist in the way that you tell a story, and I love it. Let's spin a little bit the story to you. And obviously now, you're marketing your own self and you're speaking to many different audiences and getting this message out. What do you think is the big aha message that you deliver when you present? What's the one thing that comes out that everybody's like, oh, that nugget, I loved capturing that from her. I love that one piece that's out there. What's the thing that you see that you get the most reaction out of that people take to heart?
Absolutely. One of the things that I always say when I'm speaking and when I'm working with clients is that there is really no such thing as good content or bad content. There is only content in context, right? So content is not in and of itself good or bad. It depends on the environment and where it's presented and the state of mind that our audience is in when they get it. So, a good meal is different after you haven't eaten all day, right? You'll eat anything at that point. It's not the same as when you're trying to plan for a big event like a wedding or a big date, then your definition of a good meal changes. So the same is true for our content. And I think when I share that with people, they start to realize that some of the standards they may have been setting for themselves or feeling like they needed to set for themselves don't necessarily apply in all of the context that they communicate with people. So, there really is a broad spectrum of content that can be interesting and valuable as long as you're aware of that context. And I think that surprises people most.
You've been listening to Thrive Loud with Lou Diamond, you lucky person you. As long as you're not a weirdo, make sure to subscribe on iTunes, Overcast, or wherever you get your podcasts. Please, I'm begging you, we're really cool. Also, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Come on, I know you all have those social media platforms and you use them on the daily. If not, find us on the web at thriveloud.com. It was nice thriving with you and see you next time.